Hey coaches, so I wanted to welcome you all to our call tonight. If you guys have questions throughout this video, then feel free to comment in the comments or feel free to message me. So I just wanted to get going. I know everybody has a lot that they need to get done, as do I. So I just wanted to make this call about the importance of getting to 2-star, but how to hit diamond in 90 days. So I personally wasn't able to do it, but I have been talking to other coaches who have. So I wanted to share those tips with you guys on, for one, the importance of even going diamond to 2-star, but also how to get there. So for those of you guys that are new, I am Bridget. I am a teen Beachbody coach. I am a mom of 2 little girls, and I am married to my wonderful husband, Jordan, and we live in a small town called Ryrie, Idaho. So once again, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew who I was, and I am super excited to be teaching you guys on this topic. For one, it was something that I struggled with for a long time as a coach, not able to have a upline who was building the business or was lucky enough to. So like I said, I've been asking around, asking other coaches how they have been able to hit diamond in 90 days. And the number one thing that they all said was diamond is a mindset, just like hitting emerald is a mindset. And they all went through to say, because I asked about 3 coaches. I asked Jen Burgess and a couple other groups that I am in a diamond group. So that's one of the things I wanted to hit is, so right now you guys are newer coaches, you have me as your coach, but what you guys don't realize is when you expand and start growing your network, start growing your team, and really start building the momentum from this business, you guys are really going to start seeing it boom. And one mistake that I made when I started was the fact that my dreams weren't big enough, because I never knew the capabilities of this business. And so it's going to be kind of fun for me to paint this picture to you guys of what it can do for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint this picture, okay? So this past March, me and my husband were able to attend a trip that was paid for by earning through helping 3 to 5 people every single month. So the first thing that you guys need to do as a new coach is set your goals high to be hitting Success Club, which is helping 3 to 5 people every single month get started on their health and fitness journey with a challenge pack. So for a refresher of maybe a newer coach, challenge pack is a program of your choice and a 30-day supply of Shakeology. Okay, so as long as you're helping 3 to 5 people every single month getting started with a challenge pack, Beachbody, they actually pay you to help other people, and in turn you can make points which accumulates. They interchange it with money, and I have a different video that explains all that. But what you do is you earn these free trips, and last year I was able to earn a free trip for Jordan and I, and this trip does include a +1. So this next year I am working towards going to Punta Cana. We have our spot already, and so it's super exciting because that's something that I never got in any of the jobs that I've worked at before. Is I was never rewarded for my hard work, and I was never fully motivated to get things done. And these trips are one of the many things that's helped me propel my personal business forward. So your coach, just like my coach, they can give you the tools. We can give you as many tools as we want, but it's up to you guys as coaches take that information and apply it to your business yourself. So it's up to you to be the disciplined one. We provide the tools, but you guys have to put in the work, okay? So in order to be successful as a coach in this business, you have to set Hitting Success Club as a goal. And that is something that I have struggled with off and on, and all of my older coaches will attest to that. But it's something that I've struggled with, but I have been able to hit it the past 4 months straight by being consistent. And guys, it's all in the 4 vital behaviors, and you need to make sure that on top of Hitting Success Club and helping those 3 to 5 people every single month, that you're just sticking with the basics. Because I think a lot of times when we start watching all these different webinars to help build our business, we start thinking, oh my gosh, I have to make all these YouTube videos, I have to be doing all this. But in reality, the 4 things that make your business move forward is by doing the 4 vital behaviors, which are being approved of the product. So doing your workout, drinking your Shakeology, and posting about it. Posting creatively on how it's making you feel, how you can see the changes in yourself. Things like that are going to start making people notice. And especially as a new coach, when you get that challenge pack in the mail, you need to take a picture of that thing, and you need to be proud, and you need to announce to the world that you're excited to become a coach, you're excited to better your life, and you're excited to see the changes. Because obviously as a new coach, you don't have that before and after picture. But that's another thing, is if you do have those before and afters, you need to make sure that you're sharing your transformation with your Facebook world, your Instagram world, your Snapchat world. You need to make sure that you're sharing your health and fitness journey as you go, because that is what is going to gain you traction and momentum to the business. And it makes you way more relatable as a person than this robot that's sending out these mass invites just trying to make a few Success Club points. People matter, their lives matter, just like yours do, but sometimes we need to go back to the basics, and we need to really focus on helping other people. And that's something that I have had to take a step back with, because I started getting wrapped up in those YouTube videos, and I started forgetting about the basics. And since I started going back to the basics, I've been able to help those 3 to 5 people every single month the past 4 months. And it's completely possible. And the nice thing about doing that as a brand new coach is you can get a free ticket to Summit. You can get and earn a call with the CEO himself. I was able to be on a call with the CEO when I first started. And guys, if you haven't met or heard our CEO, Carl, speak, he is the most powerful speaker ever. And he really lights the fire underneath your butt and makes you want to get stuff done. So make sure that you guys are doing everything in your power to make that change for yourself, because the only person who can make that change is yourself. So like I said, when I started, I was in it honestly for myself. I wanted to lose over 70 pounds, and I tend to lost myself, and a lot of us, I'm sure, are the same way. But the thing is if I would have known sooner about the potential earnings that I could have made as a coach, I would have pushed so much harder when I first started. And so that's why I kind of want to talk to you guys about the importance of getting Diamond as your first benchmark and then progressing on to 2-star. There has been tons of things that I've learned this past week about it. And so it makes me want to work even harder to reach there myself. So with that being said, I want to give you these tips, okay? So we talked about the 4 vital behaviors. So the first one's being approved of the product. You want to make sure you're sharing your health and fitness journey publicly through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. There's all these different platforms, but you just have to figure out which one is going to work best for you. So along with that, so the second vital behavior is hold on, I just lost my train of thought, is inviting. So as coaches, we should constantly be inviting. So inviting to what, right? So we have free clean eating groups that go on all the time. We have challenge groups, accountability groups. We have the health bet that's starting September 5th. we should all be inviting to these things. And we have the 3-week yoga retreat that if they sign up for a 30-day free trial of Beachbody On Demand, they can have a whole entire program. They can start and finish it by the time that the 30-day trial is even over. So we need to make sure that we're inviting to all these different things, because we never know what might appeal to somebody else. When maybe they've said no to us in the past, that's okay. If they say no, that's fine. It's not their time. Move on and keep inviting and keep finding those people that are ready. Because the more no's you're getting, the closer you are to getting a yes, to helping somebody and getting a yes to helping change their lives. I think we tend to overthink what our job is, and we tend to overthink what we're here for. And honestly, guys, it's helping other people. That's why I started feeling so good about myself and about my health and fitness journey that I couldn't help but share how good I was feeling. And I couldn't help but realize that, hey, if I can do this, if I can even just find one person and help change their life, that will make all the difference for me. And from that point on, it went from 1 person to 5 person to 10 people to over 100 people now. And guys, it all starts with you, and it starts with the inviting. So we have to make sure that we're inviting. So the first vital behavior, first thing that you should be doing to get to that diamond rank, is to make sure that you are being a proof of the product every single day. You're showing up. You're maybe posting a video. Maybe you're posting you drinking your Energize and talking about Energize and how it helps you get up in the morning, even though you've been up with your babies all night, or you've been up working all night, graveyard shift, whatever it is. Make sure that you're sharing some form of the fitness aspect every single day. So sometimes I'll post workout videos. I'll share a blurb of my workout, or I'll even just take a sweaty selfie picture and put a motivational quote on top of it and explain how I'm feeling and why this quote is beneficial to me. Okay, so sharing your journey, that's the first one. The second one I talked about is inviting, right? The third one is recognition. So when you guys start into this business, you start inviting and you start seeing success maybe first with your challengers, or maybe your coach or one of your other coaches is seeing success. Maybe they've lost 5 pounds. Maybe you've lost 1 pound. Those are all things that should be recognized, and make sure you're recognizing those things publicly, because then people are going to be like, oh, well, so-and-so or Bridget's really serious about this. She's really helping people, and that just makes it more real to them. And the more that we're sharing recognition in our transformation stories, it's gonna remind them that we are in it. And we need to remember to be consistent with everything. So on top of the 4 vitals, I stick to a checklist, and that is what helps me. And that checklist is in our team page. It's the business activity tracker. And if you haven't printed one off, I highly suggest you print it off. I have another YouTube video that I have up right now that I'm planning on updating tonight on how the business activity tracker works. But we need to make sure that we're filling that out every single day as well. So we've gone through proof of the product, inviting, recognition. So the 4th vital behavior is, hold on, I just lost my train of thought again. I don't know why I keep believing, is personal development. So personal development, guys, has been my personal game changer. For those of you guys that don't know, I suffered for depression for years. And I honestly, personal development is the one thing that has helped me so much individually. And I can always tell when I'm not reading or listening to enough by my attitude. And the way that I am proactive or I'm lazy is because when you're feeling sorry for yourself and you're feeling lazy, it's because you don't feel good about yourself. And when I started reading and listening to things that uplifted me to make me a better person, it made me want to reach out and to help other people. So as far as personal development goes, you can read you can read books. I have tons of different books. I have Start With Why is one that I've been reading. The Compound Effect is a really great one to start out with. GoPro is a really good one to start out with. If you're having doubts and you're lacking self-confidence, You Are a Badass is an excellent book. I recommend that to all of my coaches and anybody watching this video. You just have to, the reason why personal development is so awesome is because it's personal to you. So what I always tell all of you guys, all my coaches, is that when we read or listen to personal development, I want you guys to be reading or listening to something that you're struggling with in the moment. So before I went to Nashville, something that I was struggling with was waking up early. So I started reading The Miracle Morning. And guys, that book is a game changer. If you want to learn to wake up and have a schedule and a routine in the morning, that is the book to get. And it's awesome. But that was something that I struggled with, and so that's something that I read. And right now I'm reading a book on leadership and how to motivate my team and make me a better leader and a better person. And so whatever you feel like you're struggling, maybe it's family or finances. That's something else that me and my husband have been working on, is we've been creating a budget. So we've been listening to a lot of Dave Ramsey. And so whatever you guys feel like you're struggling with in that moment is what you should be listening to. So to become a diamond or 2-star, you should every single day, no matter what, no matter how crappy you feel, you should be doing those 4 vital behaviors every single day. And that is honestly something that I haven't lacked on in, well, I don't even know how long it's been, but I always, at the very bare minimum, always do the 4 vital behaviors before I go to bed at night. All right, so we talked about the 4 vital behaviors and how that's important. And I talked about hitting a success club, which is helping 3 to 5 people every single month, right? So the next thing that is very important, it's almost, I think that it should be added into the 4 vital behaviors, and it should be a 5th vital behavior, but it's consistency. And there's a quote, I tried to find it right before I hopped on here, but it says consistency is partnered with success, or something along the lines of that. Without consistency, you aren't going to see success. And it doesn't matter if success to you is making a lot of money, retiring your spouse, which is what I'm working towards, or losing weight. You have to be consistent no matter either one of those goals. Losing weight, you have to be consistent with eating. You have to be consistent with working out. If you have a day job, you have to be consistent with waking up early. Like, you all have to just realize that consistency is a huge part in this business, and it's something that I didn't learn for a long time. So the first probably year and a half as a coach, I wasn't very consistent, and my poor coaches can attest to this, especially the ones that have been a coach with me for over a year or so, is it truly is important. And it doesn't matter if nobody's liking your posts or your videos or even watching your videos. I remember when I first started as a coach, and I would post every single day, whether it was a picture with my Shakeology or just a video, and I remember other Beachbody coaches getting thousands of views, and I wasn't getting anybody. And I remember that was discouraging to me until I read The Compound Effect. And it was something that helped me realize that consistency is key. And no matter what, I just need to be consistent. So I have been doing my very best to be more consistent. And guys, it truly helps. So make sure that you're being consistent. The next thing that you want to do, if you want to hit diamond, the first 90 days as a coach. So I didn't really explain what diamond was. So let me kind of rewind a little bit. So being a diamond coach, let's say you're a brand spanking new coach, and you signed up and you're wanting to know that next step, that next direction to go. I want you guys to start by writing a list of 100 people, okay? So this could be your dentist, this could be your optometrist, this could be your neighbors, your family, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your nieces, your nephews, anybody that you can think of, you need to write on this list. And once you write this list, you need to send a picture to me, because then I'm going to show you how to invite. Because when you're inviting, I personally invite 10 people every single day, no matter what. So it just depends on what your goals are for yourself. I am pushing to retire my husband, so I set my bar extra high, I guess, according to some other coaches. But I am still pushing, and I push really hard because I have goals that I want to achieve, and I have places that I want to go. So you need to make sure that you have a direction of where you're headed. And you need to make sure that you are being consistent. So what a diamond coach is, for those of you guys that don't know, as a brand new coach, your very first step is you want to make sure that you hit emerald within the first week as a new coach. So what emerald is you have, so here's you, okay? You want to have one coach on this leg and one coach on this leg. So you have 2 coaches that are signed up underneath you, one on each leg. That makes you diamond. I was talking to a girl at Summit this past, like a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she went emerald in less than 2 hours. So guys, if she can do this in less than 2 hours, then it's completely possible to do within the first 48, 72 hours, okay? The reason why that's so important is because you want to make sure that you're hitting emerald so that you can start receiving free leads from Beachbody. So what happens is, on top of hitting emerald, if you're helping 5 people every single month, Beachbody sends you free customers. So that's free money in your pocket every single month. That is free relationships that you can build. That's potentially free coaches if you're helping them right. So we want to make sure that we are doing just that. We are hitting emerald as fast as possible, and if I would have known that, I would have done it a long time ago. And a simple way that they taught us at Summit to hit emerald quickly is to sign your spouse up and find a close family or friend that wants to get fit and healthy with you. Simple, right? And this girl did it in 2 hours, guys. So we can definitely do it. So that is kind of the benefits to becoming emerald. And not only that, but when you start growing your team, you get bonuses from your team. So every time your team hits 300 points, then you get a $12 bonus. And that doesn't sound like a lot, guys, but when you start adding up all of your customers and your coaches in the future, it really starts to add up. That $50 starts making a huge difference in your bank account. And trust me, it's totally worth it. But anyways, you want to make sure you're hitting emerald within the first 48 hours, right? But now we want to go for the big apple, because diamond rank is where it's at, but even further is 2-star, because once you hit 2-star, guys, you can open another business center, which means you can make even more money. So it's this big, huge thing, but I'm going to just try to just give you guys baby steps because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. So to get to diamond, you're going to go off this list, okay? You're going to go off this list, and you're hopefully going to be inviting, if you're inviting 10 people every single day, you should be done going through this list within 10 days, right? They say for every 9 to 10 no's, you're going to get 1 yes. So if that gives you any idea, you just want to keep going, and you want to keep adding to your list. So maybe today you added 10 people that maybe you met today. Then tonight, when you go to bed, you're going to write 10 more on the bottom of your list so that your list is never ending, okay? We never want to run out of this list of people to contact. And that's one of the scarcity mindsets that a lot of us coaches have is, oh my gosh, I went through all my friends on Facebook. Now what do I do? And that's when I will help you guys. But to get to diamond, it's basically the people who you know. That's how you get to diamond, is through the people that you already know and that you already talked to. That's how you're going to get there. So to hit diamond, you need those 2 coaches that maybe signed up at first, you need 1 emerald on each side. So each one on each side means 2 coaches underneath them, and you need 8 coaches total, 4 coaches on each side, and your diamond. So one thing that I really like to add is when you're inviting to the challenge group, always offer up the 25% discount, because when you offer up that 25% discount, you can sign up someone even as a discount coach, even if they don't want to build the business at all and they strictly just want the discount, then that is totally fine. That's their choice. But I always personally like to give them that option, because I would have hated it if my coach would have had me paying full price for Shakeology when I could have gotten a 25% discount, especially with my husband being in school. So I always try to offer up that discount. And even if they don't want it, it's okay. Like, at least you're offering it up to them so that they know that it's there, right? Okay, so that is partly how you're going to get to diamond in those first few days, okay? Oh, whoops, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find my slide that I had here. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is we are going to push for everybody that's on this call right now, for anybody watching this recording later, I am going to start a Dash to Diamond group, and we're all going to push to get there. So I said me too, because I am going to get my husband's account to diamond as well. So we're all going to be pushing and working together to get there, but it's not going to happen overnight. You're going to get a lot of no's, and that's okay, but we need to, so just to go over how to get to diamond, okay? The first thing is consistency. No matter what people think of you, what happens throughout the day. Guys, I have been evacuating family members, helping them pack, trying to run my business, and spending time with my kids, modeling my house. And I still am making those 4 vital behaviors happen. I'm getting my business activity tracker done, even if that's the only thing that I get done that day. I'm okay with that, because I know that I'm still moving forward even in those small steps, and I'm not standing still. Okay, so be consistent. Be consistent with your business activity tracker, which we call our power hour on our team. So make sure you're being consistent with your power hour, and maybe you work a full-time job and you don't have the time to go through your whole checklist in an hour. That's okay. Work it in power pockets. Work for it maybe the first 15 minutes of the day, you add a few friends. Then at lunch, you do your invites. And then when you get home, you finish the rest. That's okay. Find out what works for you. The nice thing about owning your own business is you get to set your own hours. So I try to generally only work when my girls are napping and when they're sleeping, because time with them to me is valuable. And that's part of the reason why I started the coaching, like earning money from home in general, is because that was something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be home with my kids, but never really understood that I could literally retire myself and retire my spouse, and until about a year ago. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm going up this mountain with or without. I'm just leaving everything behind, all my mistakes from the past, and I'm just moving forward. And that's all we can do, is we have to be able to dream. So if you're a brand new coach, I want you guys to set dreams for yourself. I have posted videos on how to make a vision board, and I want to encourage each and every one of you guys to create a vision board, because every single morning I wake up and for a minute straight I sit and I stare at my vision board. I visualize myself receiving awards, going to certain places, and I have a guide for that on our team page as well. But I just want you guys to make sure you're visualizing where your head is. So even if you don't want to make a penny with the business and you just want to work on yourself and losing weight, then just remember your goals. And when you wake up in the morning, remember what you're working towards, because you guys are going to have hard days. We all have hard days. I have hard days included. And sometimes it takes all I have and until I come and sit in front of my vision board and realize why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's to retire my husband, to be able to spend more time with my family and my kids, traveling the world and being able to do things I was never able to do as a child. And that's what gets me up in the morning. So if it takes you thinking, well, why do I wake up every single morning? Whatever that reason is, hold on to that reason and keep going forward. So being consistent is the number one thing to do. Participating in the Coach Basics is another thing. I do give, and I'm going to be giving because we're starting a new one on Monday, but I do give little tips for each and every single one of you guys to do every single day to help move and propel your business forward. Tools that you guys need to succeed, such as sending links to customers and coaches, or maybe it's how to figure out your website and where to start as a new coach. Things like that, they're all included in the Coach Basics group. And it's the same with what to post. I'll be posting some of those in there too. And what not to post, I'll even go as far as to doing that as well. So make sure that you plug into those coaches groups and educate yourself. If you don't know something, guys, check the FAQs in your Coach Online office and figure it out. If you don't know how to do something, Google it. That's one thing I love about YouTube is you can literally type in almost anything and you can learn about it right then and there. If you do have questions, make sure you're posting in our team page so that we can answer them and you guys can keep continuing to move forward. Share your struggles, your triumphs. I think that's one thing that I struggle with sharing with you guys is my struggles, because I struggle too, and it only makes us each human. And it's important that we're moving past those struggles together, because that's only going to grow stronger as a team. So with that being said, so consistency first, right? Then the 4 vitals, and then hitting Success Club and helping those 3 to 5 people every single month, help them get started on their health and fitness journey and help them get those results. A big, hairy, scary goal that I set for myself a few weeks ago when I was at Summit is to help transform, like have physical before and after pictures. My goal is to get 100 before and after pictures, and I plan on putting them on the wall right here of people's before and after pictures, to say that I've been able to help transform 100 lives before Summit of next year. That's another thing. As a coach, if you're wanting to build this business, you need to make sure that you're getting that ticket to go to Summit next year. So next year it's in New Orleans. We have a house that we're renting out. So if you would like to be in that house, let me know so that I can let Megan Gutke know, so that we can get our names on the list, so that we can all be there together as a team. It's a great experience. You learn so much, and it's awesome because you get together and you're surrounded by so many like-minded individuals. And guys, events to me are so important because it reminds me every time that I go to an event, it doesn't matter if it's a Super Saturday, Summit, or even just getting together as a team, it always reminds me of why I started into this business in the first place and why I continue to work towards what I'm working towards every single day. And hopefully it does the same for you guys. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. Also, the next Super Saturday is the 1st October, or the first weekend in October. So if you haven't marked that in your calendars, make sure to mark it there. I'm going to be there. I was there this last time, and guys, my husband's grandpa, he had his funeral that day, and I still went. Even though it was only for an hour, I still showed up. I still went. I made an effort, and I left. And it's because it's that important to me to show you guys how important it is to show up to these events. Anyways, so make sure you're showing up to events. So consistency, 4 vital behaviors, showing up to events, and showing up in the groups. And as long as you're doing all those things and being consistent, then I guarantee that you are going to hit diamond within the 90 days. And it's all in your mind and all in what you tell yourself and what you can achieve and what you can't. And one nice thing about signing up your spouse is you can actually build their account for them too. But if you're lucky enough to have a spouse who wants to build a business with you, that's awesome for you guys. I wasn't that lucky. And so it was one of those things that made it easier for me almost to hit diamond, because I made my husband's account emerald, and then I just needed one more emerald on my other side, and I was diamond after I had 8 coaches. So completely doable, and we need to make sure that we're shooting high, because guys, I'm going to give you this example, and it helped change my life. And it's the minute that turned my mindset around from this just being a for fun thing for me to do, I guess, to, oh my gosh, like I can actually like make this much money. So I'm going to give you an example. Scotty Hobbs, he lives in Idaho Falls. If you aren't following him already, he is somebody great to follow. He's so inspirational. But anyways, he and his family, so he was working full-time, his wife was working full-time. He was able to retire them both within a year and a half. And he lives in Idaho Falls, and now they're making over 10 grand a week. So he lives in Idaho Falls, and there's another girl, Brigida Linford. She lived in Idaho Falls but moved a couple years ago because she was able to retire her husband and herself. So they packed up their family and they moved to Arizona. And so this stuff is real, guys. And if it can happen to those guys, like why can't it happen to us? Why can't we do the same thing? And I'll tell you the difference that when I was at Summit, they shared the difference between the top 100 coaches versus the other 450,000 coaches is their mindset. And that's what sets the top 100 from the rest, is their go-to attitude. I'm going to get there no matter what attitude. It's their undying desire to change and want to be better. So I just want to leave that with you guys. So once again, the tips are: 1, do and be consistent. Okay, so be consistent with your 4 vital behaviors. So that's the second thing, is do your vital behaviors right. So be a proof of the product, invite, recognition, and personal development. Okay, and then the last thing is plug in to your coaches trainings. So if your personally sponsored coach doesn't offer a new coaches training, please reach out to me. I would love to help anybody who is wanting to grow their business, because I once again didn't have that kind of training. And so I've literally feel like I built my business from the ground up. And so I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for my coaches, so it makes them all easier for our downline. So the last thing is attend events. So make sure that you are just working hard and just pushing forward no matter what, and you're attending those events. And guys, something that I've noticed is it makes it even more fun, especially on Super Saturdays, because your guests get in for free. So if they aren't a coach, they get to attend for free. They get to hear all those success stories from around Idaho Falls. They get to hear people's weight loss stories and why they became a coach. And it's super empowering, and it always makes me really emotional to hear where people started from to where they are now. And that's one of my favorite parts about coaching, is being able to watch and see people's lives change from not just the outside, but watching even their mental transformation. Because believe it or not, a lot of the coaches, I dare say 90% of the coaches, when they start out, they are not confident in themselves. And to see the change is really cool to see. And so that is how you're going to get to diamond in 90 days. And like I said, I'm challenging myself to get going. And make sure that when you are sending those invites and people are interested in joining those accountability groups, that you're inviting them to get that 25% discount. Okay, make sure that you're sharing that with them, so you aren't holding that back. And another thing that I like to remember is also when people are telling you no because of cost, or maybe their husband got laid off, whatever the case may be, make sure you're offering up your free groups, okay? Because even if we aren't able to help them right now, and they aren't able to afford it now, we want to make sure that we're still helping them in any way that we can, even if it is in just one of our free groups. That's how I am, and I know that I want to help people no matter what. Even if they don't purchase anything from me, I still want to be able to help them. So we need to make sure we're sharing the same kindness to other people. So make sure that you're inviting to everything. So if they say no to purchasing a challenge pack because it's too expensive, they don't have enough money, then make sure you're offering up the free groups so that they still have a way to improve their lives. Another thing that I wanted to touch base on is part of inviting to the free groups is we want to make sure that I guess we're being friendly. Is that the word? We're being friendly and not salesy. So don't blast your news feed with this program's on sale this month, blah, blah, blah. Instead, post how Shakeology's helped you since you started. And make it real, because the more real and raw, and something that has helped me to know what to post on Facebook is somebody told us just recently to write on Facebook or on your Instagram stuff that you would write in your journal. Like, make your Facebook your journal, that you're sharing your failures, your successes. We want to make sure that we're sharing both our failures and successes, because it's going to make us more real to the people that are watching us. Because I don't know about you guys, but I personally am not drawn to the person who has it all together, because I don't have it all together. Right now my kitchen's a mess, but I am going to go and clean that when I'm done. But it doesn't make it real, and it makes it almost seem unrealistic when we just post all the positive things instead of sometimes posting those hard things. So make sure that we're doing that. That is basically what I have for tonight. So I hope that you guys learned something. If you guys have questions, feel free to comment below this video or private message me. But I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you're watching this recording later, I still want to thank you for watching as well. Team calls every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Make sure to mark your calendars. That's another thing to hit Diamond. You want to make sure that you're participating in team calls every week. So every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. every single week is when we do our team calls. And corporate is awesome because they have free coaches trainings every single Monday morning at 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And so we want to make sure that we are participating and listening to those, because you guys will notice that every Monday I tend to post what the call is going to be about, and then I also talk about taking notes. But the thing with taking notes, sometimes we have to make sure that we're applying what we learn. And I talked about that at the beginning of the call, and I just want to reiterate that is when we learn all these things and we write things down and we take these notes, we need to make sure that we start applying. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm going to work my booty off to get my husband's account to Diamond, and I hope that you all are going to push the same. If you guys want into that Push to Diamond group, let me know, and I will get you added as soon as possible. Thanks for hopping on, guys, and I will talk to you later.